Welcome to the course. Today we will cover the topic course description on OBE for data warehousing and data mining subject. Myself Priyanka Gupta. I am working as assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering Data Science at IARE Hyderabad. So today I'll cover the topic about OBE. What is basically OBE? Why OBE is needed here for our course DWDM. What is the course overview of our course? What are the outcomes we are having while we are going to complete this course? And after that, what are the program outcomes of the information technology in BTech information technology? What are the PSOs are here? What are CO and PO mapping in our subject we are mapping? And what about course knowledge competency level? So what is basically outcome based education? Why it is needed? So basically OBE is a internationally practiced educational model that focuses on the measurement of students' outcome. What does it mean outcome? The students is going to study a particular course, and after the completion of the course, we are going to evaluate her his outcomes, what he have achieved in the terms of we are going to take a examination for that. So the student outcome will be get from on the basis of that, and the implementation of corrective measures to overcome deficiencies in teaching learning processes, course delivery methods, assessment, and student attitude. So we are going to measure these are the overcomes, these are the deficiency particular about the this in the form of corrective measures. We'll apply some of the measures for to calculate these of the deficiencies. So OBE has been implemented in the Faculty of Engineering since 2013 in accordance with the directives of National Board of Accreditation, that is NBA, in New Delhi, India. Right? So it is basically a particular measurement. For that, we are going to measure about the students' outcome that is implemented into the 2013 in the Faculty of Science by NBA. So NBA has been accorded permanent signatory status of Washington Accord, that is 13 June 2014. So that is basically an international accordance to measure about the student outcomes, right? So for this status they have been accredited in 13 June 2014. As per the Washington Accord Agreement, recognition of graduate studies in the field of engineering and technology as well as in management programs, they are going to apply onto programs accredited by NBA for the Tier 1 institutions. So while with this agreement, the recognition of all the engineering graduates and as well as the management graduates, they are going to be applied for these of the programs by the NBA. The Washington Accord is an international agreement to mutually recognize accreditation levels as equivalent to graduate. So that is an international agreement measurement that is going to recognize a person, a student, whether he is a graduate or not. So for that, for that particular course will be there, particular curriculum will be there. So that curriculum will be designed with the course outcomes. What are the course after the completion of the course? What are the outcomes are there? We are going to measure to prepare the student to achieve the graduate attributes, or we can say program outcomes. So the curriculum will be designed on the basis of COs, and that will be achieved by the graduate attribute as well as by the POs, as well as in the specific program outcomes. So that will be in the basis of the whether the student is going to the whether he is going to complete the engineering degree and as well as the management degree. So that will be their program specific outcomes. According to that, the mapping will be there at the point of graduation. Then the COs and POs and PSOs will be designed to produce graduates who are well prepared to achieve the program educational objectives. These are PEOs. So after the completion of their program, they will be going to produce, we are going to produce the graduates who are going to achieve the PEOs, that is program educational objectives. So the POs and PO and PSOs had been formulated consultation with all the major stakeholders. So what are the stakeholders will be there for any program, for any degree? So the major stakeholders will be employers for that program who are in that particular institution. There can be alumni, there can be students. So for these stakeholders to meet the demands of a challenging and globalized workspace after the completion of the particular program. So the POs and PSOs and PO will be formulated on the basis of that. So the major stakeholders will be able to achieve the challenging and globalized workplace demand after the completion of their course. So now we are going to see about what our program overview is there. So our program, particularly the course, gives an introduction to methods and theory for development of data warehouses as well as and data analysis using the data mining techniques and algorithms. So particularly our course is going to give the knowledge about the how the students is going to build a new data warehouse as well as the data management system, and on the basis of that they are going to analyze in the field some of the they are going to use the some of the techniques for that. So they will achieve these of the two objectives. After that, the data quality and methods and techniques for pre-processing of data they are going to achieve. The algorithm for the classification, clustering and association rule mining, association rule analysis, they are going to apply for the data mining, for the data analysis of the particular data warehouse. After that, while they will go into the industry, they will going to use the practical use of software for the data analysis. So this was the course overview of data warehouse and data mining subject. After the completion of this particular course, the student will be going to learn, they will try to learn the fundamentals of data warehouse and online analytical processing technology, that is OALP technology for the data mining techniques. Although they are going to make mining association with rules in larger and huge databases, that is data warehouse, and they are going to do classification and prediction with the different techniques. They are going to apply so many techniques that are association rule mining, frequent data analysis. So they are going to apply these of the techniques for that. Although they are going to see the architecture of a data warehouse, how the data warehouse looks like, how many tiers are there, how many dividation are there. They are going to see, and the need for the pre-processing. What is the need for the data pre-processing is there. So they are going to apply the pre-processing techniques for that, while they are going to fetch the data pre-processing techniques. After that, they are going to know about how to develop data mining applications in the field, and what are the different trends and patterns of data mining are there. So they are going to develop, these are the applications for data mining and pattern recognition. After that, the major techniques of pre-processing for different types of data. So the major techniques will be used in the these of the these of the completion of the course. So here, on the basis of knowledge level, that is Bloom's taxonomy, on the basis of that, what will be the students after the completion of the students course outcome? What will be the course outcomes? So here we have mapped, we have achieved the 6 COs for that are CO1 to CO6. So the course outcomes will be for that, relate data warehousing processes with the help of data warehouse basics and implementation. So in the Bloom taxonomy, in the knowledge level, that will be, the student will be able to understand about the different data warehouse processes, and for that he are going to learn about the basics of data warehousing and how the data warehousing is going to implement into the practical aspect in the industry. Then for CO2, for the course outcome 2, the student is going to apply the association rule mining techniques to represent patterns of frequently associated attributes. So the student will be able to apply in this knowledge level some of the association rule mining techniques. These are the data mining techniques, and he will be able to understand about the what are the frequently occurring attributes are there in the data warehouse. So for this, he is going to apply some of the techniques. For the CO3, the student is going to use the classification algorithm. Although he is going to apply some of the classification algorithm for construction of a data model, for providing what are the predictions will be there, what will be the future predictions will be there. So on the basis of classification algorithm onto the data warehouse, the student will be able to apply some of the classification algorithm, and he'll find the future predictions for that. On the 4th level of course outcome, the student will be going to apply clustering methods. He'll going to apply the he'll be able to cluster the different databases. So he is going to apply clustering methods for performing unsupervised classifications. So here will be the unsupervised type of classification. On that, he is going to apply some of the clustering algorithm. So on the knowledge level of Bloom taxonomy, he is going to achieve the apply level. Right? After that, on the 5th level, the student is going to examine the data mining algorithm for solving real world examples, real world problems. So on this level of the Bloom taxonomy, he is going to understand about the practical aspects of data warehousing, and he is going to apply some of the algorithm for that to solve real-time problems, some of the particular some of the particular applications in the industry. After that, for the 6th CO, the student will going to infer the complex data models with respect to multimedia streams, data streams, spatial data, and web mining data. So on the knowledge level of the Bloom taxonomy, the student is going to analyze, he is going to analyze for the complex data models in the industry for the some of the live data streams, that is that is live multimedia, that will be the live data streams, that can be the geographical data, that can be the web data, that is coming from the live data, right? So on that level of Bloom taxonomy, he is going to apply analyze level of knowledge level. So that was these were the 6 CO we have formulated for the student who is going to take the this subject, data warehousing and data mining, in the BTech IT of the 6th semester, in the 6th semester. So he is going to achieve these of the course outcome after the completion of this course. So he will be, when he is going to successfully completing that course, he'll be able to achieve these of the 6 COs after the course. What are the programs outcomes for particular this course? So the program outcomes are narrower statements, that is going to describe what are the students are expected to be able to do by the time of graduation. So while they are taking admission in the BTech IT, the student they will going to expect, they will be able to do what are the different statement will be there, we will see. So at the time of graduation, they have to achieve these of the program outcomes. So POs are expected to align closely with the graduate attributes. So there are 12 graduate attributes. On the basis of that will be associated with the program's outcomes. What are the program's outcome after the completion of the programs? So after the successful completion of this program, the student will be able to achieve. So first PO is engineering knowledge. So engineering, while he is going to achieve the engineering knowledge, the proficiency will be accessed after the completion of course. The teacher, the faculty, he is going to assess the student on the basis of, he is going to take the CIE, that is continuous internal assessments, exams, and rather he can take some of the quiz in between the semester. Rather he can give the some of the topics to present on the form of presentation. So on the basis of CIE, quiz and AAT, the faculty is going to assess the student in this engineering knowledge outcome. So he is going to apply the knowledge of mathematics, science, engineering fundamentals, and engineering specialization to the solution of complex engineering problem. So he is going to he have understand about the different basics about that, and in this level of PO1 he is going to apply these of the fundamentals. So in the PO2 there will be the problem analysis. So in the problem analysis, the student is going to identify, he is going to formulate, he is going to review some of the research literature, research paper, and he is going to first identify some of the literature paper, then he is going to formulate that, and then he is going to review that research paper, what are the research paper are best for him to take out for some of the identification. So he after the review, he is going to take some of the literature, some of the research literature, and then on the basis of that he is going to analyze complex engineering problems, that is reaching substantial conclusions. For that he is going to use first principle of mathematics, natural science, and engineering sciences. So in this PO2, the student he is going to study these of the courses of principal mathematics, natural sciences, and engineering sciences. And on the basis of that, he is going to identify, formulate, and analyze some of the complex engineering problems. So the strength will be for that PO 2, and the faculty and faculty is going to be assess the student on the basis of CIE, QH, and AAT. In the PO3, there will be the design development of solutions. So what are the design solutions? Will be for complex engineering problems, and the design system component, we can say processes, that is going to meet the specified needs with appropriate consideration for the public health and safety and cultural, societal, and environmental considerations. So in this level of PO3, the student is going to help the society and environment. So for that, he is going to design some of the solutions for the complex problems in the real world, real applications. So he'll be able to design these of the solutions that is going to meet the particular, that is going to need for the particular specified needs, and then the student will be able to help the society as well to the health and safety and culture of the society and environment. So for this PO3, the strength will be 1, and the faculty is going to assess the student on the basis of he have to attend some of the seminars to gain this real world knowledge. He have to attend some of the conferences, some of the workshop for that. So the student, he have to be very, very particular about that. He have to learn the new things in the market, in the society, in the industry, and then he able to design some of the particular solution for these of the specified needs for the society. In the PO4, the student is going to conduct investigations of complex problems. So whether he have designed these of the solutions, then he have to conduct the investigations after that. So the student is going to use the research based knowledge and research methods, including design of experiment, analysis and interpretation of data, and synthesis of information to provide valid conclusions. So he'll be able to provide the interpretation and analysis, and after that he can give the proper conclusion for the particular complex problem. So strength will be for that 1, and the faculty is going to access the student on the basis of seminar, conference, and workshop. In the PO5, the student will be able to use the modern tool uses. So in this phase of PO, he is going to create, select, and apply some of the appropriate techniques, resources, and modern engineering and IT tools, including prediction and modeling, to complex engineering activities with an understanding of the limitations. So on this phase of PO, the student will be able to understand about the particular problem, and he have to make some of the limitations for the, what are the limitations are there, while he have to research about that. He is going to research, he is going to take more of the research based knowledge, and what are the different methods are there. So on the basis of that, he will be able to know about what are the limitations for this particular problem, what are the particular society problems are there. So on the basis of that, he'll going to apply some of the tools, so he'll be able to understand what are the future predictions about that particular problem. So then he'll able to formulate a proper solution for that. So on this level of PO5, the strength will be for that 3, and the faculty and he's going to assess the student on the basis of assignments and on the basis of discussions about the brainstorming sessions. So in the brainstorming sessions, the faculty is going to know about what the different tools are there. He's in the society, he's going to use, the student is going to use. The PO10 will be achieved for that particular course. So that will be for communication, that meets with the our POs. So the student will be communicating effectively on complex engineering activities with the engineering community and with the society at the large, such as being able to comprehend and write effective reports and design documentations. So that is more important. He have to document his all the findings and limitations, and he have to make particular effective presentations for that, and he is going to give and receive the clear instructions for that. So the communication will be very, very important, whether it is in the form of documentation, whether in the form of voice. So with the community and society, the student is going to formulate, he is going to achieve the some of the reports, and he is going to design the implementation and some of the charts for that. So so the society will be able to understand what are the different activities he have completed. So on the basis of that, the he is going to be assessed on the discussions on innovations, and as well as by the presentation he is going to give. So the strength will be for that 3. The PO12, this PO have matched with this particular course, that is lifelong learning. So in the lifelong learning stage, he will be going to recognize the need for and having the preparation and ability to engage in independent and lifelong learning in the broadcast context of technological change. So after the completion of program and course, the student is going to learn the he'll be able to engage, he'll be able to independent about the what are the new technological change is going into the industry, as well as into the market. So he'll be able to recognize the need for that. So he'll be accessed for on the basis of seminar, he is going to attend on the basis of workshops, and short-term process he is going to take. So the strength will be for this PU12 is 2. What are the program specific outcomes for that? So in addition to program outcomes, the department the published 2 or 4 program specific outcomes. So the department on the level of department, they are having the program specific outcomes. So on the based on the inherent strength and as well as on the competencies of the department. So the program PSOs are what the students should be able to do at the time of graduation with reference to a specific discipline. So if the student is going to take in admission in information technology of BTech, so what are the different what are the different ability will be there, what are the outcomes will be there while he is going to complete this course. Then after he'll be able to understand, he'll able to achieve, he'll be able to give the some of the particular outcomes to the society as well as the in the industry with the specific discipline. So these are what the students should be able to do at the time of graduation. The PSOs for the department are: first PSO is design, develop, fabricate and commission the electrical systems involved in power generation, transmission, distribution and utilization. So the proficiency will be assessed on the basis of which the faculty is going to take. The strength will be for that 3. PSO2 is focus on mobile and web applications development, and learn the emerging technology and frameworks in demand of the employers and as well as the contemporary challenges in the industry. So the student will be focused on the mobile and web applications, and he will be able to he'll be able to connect with the these of the learning that is in the emerging application, the emerging areas. So he'll be accessed by the on the basis of which the strength will be for this PSO2 is 1. The third PSO is the practical experience in shipping real world software using industry standard tools and collaboration techniques will equip to secure and succeed in the first job upon graduation in IT industry. So that is the third PSO about the BTech IT program. So in this specific PSO, the student will be going to access by on the basis of CIE, that is continuous internal exam, and as well as on the basis of quiz and AAT. So the strength will be for that is 2. So on the student is going to take admission in the BTech IT program. So he'll achieve these of the 3 PSOs. So a graduate of BTech program in engineering and technology is going to achieve these of the 3 program specific outcomes. So about our subject, data warehousing and data mining, the CO and PO mapping is there. The table shows the identification of key competencies of POs to each other. So each of the CO mapping of each P. So each of the CO. So mapping of each PO with CO and PSO is there in this table. So we have here only have demonstrated the PO1 to PO12. We have not concluded the PSOs. So let's see. So for our course data warehousing and data mining, there are 6 COs, that is CO1 to CO6, right? So we have seen that. So the program outcomes are there till PO1 to PO12. So how they are going to map? So on the basis of CO1 and PO1, what are the different competency are there? On the basis of that will be the CO1 and PO1 will be mapped with each other. Again, the CO1 and PO2 will not be mapped. After that, the CO1 will not map with any other POs. After that, the CO2 will be mapped with the PO1 as well as with the PO2 and PO10 and 12. So on the basis of what are the different competencies are there with each COs, that will be going to achieve that is going to be achieved by each of the POs. So in the CO3 will be mapped with the PO1, PO2 and PO3. The CO4 will be mapped with the PO1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 and 12 on the basis of competencies. So either the CO5 is going to map with the PO1, PO2, 3, 4, 5, 10, right? Then our CO6, what we have formulated, that is going to map with the PSO, PO1, PO2, 3, 4, 5 and 10. So these were the CO-PO mapping of our COs, what we have formulated on the basis of the competencies, key competencies are there. So there is a documentation on the basis of that. Some of the different competencies are there that is going to be achieved in the form of PO and CO mapping. So if that will be achieved, there will be a mapping of that, right? So that is only the checked process of that. So here the course knowledge competency level of the data warehousing and data mining will be in the form of, we can see in this figure, there is a Bloom taxonomy and there is a count of these Bloom taxonomy. So there are many Bloom taxonomy are there. So here we are going to we can see the remember, understand, apply, analyze, and evaluate. But in our course data warehousing and data mining, we are going to achieve the Bloom taxonomy, that is understand, that will be of 2 count, the apply, that will be of 3 count, and the analyze, the student going to achieve in the 1 count. So the prerequisite will be for this subject, particular subject, data warehousing and data mining, the student have to uh, they have to learn about the data management system, database management system before the taking this course, and they should have the knowledge of statistics and probability. So because if they will be able to understand about these are the 2 subjects, then they will be able to understand what are the data warehousing are there, what are the different data warehousing management systems are there. On the basis of that, there will be made some of the servers. So there is also some of the statistical calculations. There is the there is a prediction. So on the basis of probability, the student will be able to understand what are the different probability are there, what are the different statics are there. On the basis of that, he'll be able to learn about the different algorithm, as well as with the different applications. So on the completion of this course, the student will be able to achieve the apply level of, he'll be able to apply many of the algorithm, so that he will be successfully completing this course, and he can apply some of the algorithms, some of the we can say methods, some of the we can say some of the other techniques on the some of the data warehouse. So the student will be achieved to take the apply, right? So he'll be understand, after that he can apply these of the algorithms on the different real time applications, as well as in the directly in the form of industry. So whether he's going to join the industry, he'll be able to understand about the these of the real time applications, and what are the new tools are there, modern tools are there. He's going to use these of the tools directly on the in the industry. So after that, he is going to analyze some of the interpretations, some of the calculations, what are the limitations are there. So he will be able to achieve the analyze level of Bloom taxonomy. So he is going to achieve the knowledge level of analyze when he is entering into the industry, and after that he will be able to although he is going to help the society and environment. So that was the prerequisite of this course, and the competency levels of different competency levels after the completion of this particular course, data warehousing and data mining. So that was all about the outcome based education that was based on our subject data warehousing and data mining. So thank you for watching.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.